Hi, this is Dr. Ben Morrill. Welcome to episode 135 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. We got a fun one this time. Get to do some reminiscing, look 20 years to what I was doing 20 years ago and what a little tyke I was 20 years ago. I look so teeny.
The pre-beard era.
Yeah, different times. But yeah, we're going to kind of go down memory lane and talk about pieds and not pieds and things that look like pieds that aren't and things that don't look like pieds that are and some fun stuff. We'll have a bunch of pictures to show you. So it'll be a fun one. But yeah, also some memories of when I started doing stuff with morphs 20 years ago is when I hatched out my first pieds. So but yeah, for sample updates, we did have results go out today. So we're recording on Tuesday and this is coming out on Tuesday. So the results got emailed out. And like we talked about in the last episode, a lot of them, you'll get all your results. You're good to go. If you happen to be one of the people that has a rerun or reruns, those will be rerunning over the next few days and getting in contact. Feel free to contact us too if you have questions. But if you had any that are a rerun for every single test, if they're all rerun, then that is likely that the shed wasn't good. So like we talked about in the last episode, how to handle that. Watch for another shed, get in touch with us, and we'll see what we can figure out. But anyway, those just came out, and I would imagine we'll be doing another run. You all keep sending lots of stuff. Thank you so much. So yeah, we'll probably start another run next week. So it's probably going to be, before we were doing it about once a month. Now we're kind of cutting that in half. It'll probably be about every other week that we'll be doing panel runs. So we'll have more coming. And if you happen to be one that had some reruns that we need to do on the next panel run, now it's going to come faster. You don't have to wait 3 or 4 or 5 weeks like before. So once again, thank all of you for using our services so that we can make it better and faster and all of that. It makes it better for everyone. So, but we can't do it without you all. So, but yeah, fast tests and sex determination should go like it has in the past. We should have fast tests going out every day and sex determination for ball pythons and colubrids going out twice this week. And so, yeah, that's all looking good. I think that's all I've got. Kayla, how are you doing?
Hey, Ben, I'm doing great. I think I just got my Lifer Eastern Towhee outside.
Is that a flying toe?
A flying toe. No, but they are kind of like round and stumpy a little bit. It's either that or I horribly misread I don't know. Or I horribly misread a robin, but I think it's an Eastern Towhee. So that's exciting. And I'm even more excited because this Thursday I'm finally getting my blood python. And
excellent.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. She's so pretty. And she's just gonna get redder and brighter. So next fall goes well. Next week, I'll probably have a whole bunch of pictures of when she arrived, and then I'll be leaving her alone for a bit so she can chill, do all of that, and suffer for a week or two.
And you got a name picked out already?
I'm gonna call her Puddin'.
Velvet Puddin'.
Just Puddin'. Like it's gonna be like. I like food names for animals, and I like non-threatening names for snakes, especially ones that I want to use for education. And she's going to be my like big old wow, look at this giant snake to pull out at the end. And pudding. So it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited, and I'm really grateful to Kara Norris for working with me on like picking the perfect one. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
For sure. And let's hop into some business stuff real quick. So we had our 45 morph multi-panel that morphed into a 48 and then a 49 panel mutation test, and now it's 50. So jump in, take advantage of that. It's probably just going to keep getting things added on until Ben and Sean can't stand it, I guess. And
the price is even lower than that 139 because you get 15% off. So
that's true. Yeah. Now we're testing for fire. It might be I think Ben said it's going to be a couple of days, maybe waiting on that. Or at least there might be a couple days lagged behind it until we get everything Yeah, but that's okay.
It's not incorporated into part of the panel for this run, so we'll be running it separately. But by the next one, we'll start next week. Hopefully, we'll have fire as part of that panel run next week. So
exactly. So, so you're still getting it. It's just going to be like a couple days lag behind, which is fine. And as always, ordering on Clutch and Morph Market, you get 15% off. It's added on at the end for Morph Market, and it's added on at the beginning for Clutch. But either way, you're getting 15% off. So whichever one you prefer to order through, you can get that. And at our RGI store, you can get the All Recessives panel. It's not on Clutch or Morph Market. That's just a deal straight through our site. So if you are not feeling the full 50 panel, you can still get all of our tested for all of our recessives, including when we add on, correct me, Ben, if I'm wrong, whenever we add on, whenever we get new mutations in that are a recessive, it'll be added into that panel automatically, right? Nice. Cool. Well, speaking of recessives, let's talk about piebalds. So Ben, why don't you take it away? Tell us what we're tell us about piebalds.
Yeah, so it just kind of hit me today. I realized that the very first, so in 2002, I bred my first ball pythons. It was just a normal to a normal. And I got 8 babies. I got 5 females and 3 males. So I kept all 5 girls and grew them up. And then the next year, so that I bred them in 2002, they hatched out in 2003. And then in 2003, I went in on a project with a friend back then, Justin Julander. We'll show a picture of him here in a minute, but he and I went in together and bought a pair of het pieds. So they're just complete normal. I think we paid, I think between $2,000 and $3,000, around $3,000 for the pair of hets back then.
I was gonna ask what the normal het pieds went for at that time.
Yeah.
What were the visuals going for?
I think around 4 or 5, something like that.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, it was the first time I'd ever put money in for like a morph, and it was for piebald. And so what we did is we took the 2 hets, we're growing them up. The male was able to breed sooner than the female. Mm-hmm. And so we bred him to, I think we got 3 clutches from him. And then we used the pied tracks from those babies. So if any of you have heard of pied tracks, wondered what they look like, those are some really nice heavy pied tracks.
Yeah, those are hefty.
And it's not 100%. And sometimes animals that don't have pied in them at all will have pied tracks, what looks like pied tracks. So it's nothing perfect, but for us, both poor college students or grad students at that point, I think both of us were by that point. Yeah. But anyway, not much money, but we got going and made pos hets and kept them back and bred that male back to them. And so then we ended up getting a clutch. Mm-hmm. So this isn't the exact female, but this is a het female, het pied girl. And so we got 3 eggs. And so obviously the odds are 1 in 4. So mm-hmm. we were hoping to beat the odds and get 1 pied out of it. Well, while Justin was out of town, I went over to his house to check on him, and we got 2 pieds out of the 3 eggs.
Nice odds. That is that's awesome.
Yeah, this is literally me. Almost exactly 20 years ago. It probably would have been in July or August of 2005. So
I'm not used to seeing your chin, Ben. That's weird.
Yeah, just a little over 20 years ago. Yeah, I remember that moment very, very vividly. I was so excited. Yeah. We got two out of the 3 were pieds and popped them. 1 was a boy, 1 was a girl. Ooh. And definitely kept the boy for breeding, and then we traded the female. And back then, pastel females were worth a pretty good chunk of money, like a couple $1,000. So I think we actually ended up trading the female pied, which the female pieds were worth more than the males. Actually, maybe not at that point. It might have been early enough on that the pied males were worth more. But anyway, we traded the pied female for, I think, 2 or 3 pastel girls that we could then use to breed him to. And like I said, back then, pastel females were a big deal. It's kind of funny to
think about now.
Yeah, it's such a big difference in availability and pricing.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, at that point, there was like albino, there was pied, there was spider, there was pinstripe, pastel. That was close to it. I mean, there's probably a couple others, but there wasn't much to choose from. So anyway, it was fun digging up. Kayla was here. We were working on a video stream, and she's there patiently waiting for me while I'm digging and digging. And I finally found this picture. I was like, yes, there it is. 20 years. Very first slide.
Yeah. So who took this picture?
So I do remember Sarah went with me. My wife, Sarah, I talked her into going with me. She is patient with my snake addiction. Not something that she loves or is excited about, but she's been awesome at being supportive of my weird stuff, which all of you watching share that with me. So, but yeah, that would have been Sarah. And I wouldn't have even thought to take a picture. That was 100% her.
Oh, she did good. She's a good partner.
Definitely glad that she did. Yep. So Justin, unfortunately, I had to call him on the phone. I think probably less than 30 seconds after this picture was taken, I was on the phone telling him, hey, we got a boy and a girl.
Dude, guess what? Yeah, we hit the odds. Oh my God. Yeah, I would be over the moon. That's so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, because anyone that's done some breeding by that point, we're thousands of dollars in, and we're dozens to hundreds of hours over multiple years. That's multiple clutches because we had to make the Posset girls to breed the male back to. So that's 2 generations out. So
yeah, exactly.
It was cool. Very, very exciting. That's for sure.
Oh, so sweet. And so from there, what'd y'all end up doing?
So we had a bumblebee male that we bred to a female. No, we had a pastel Mojave spider that we bred. So I guess a Mojave bumblebee that we bred a pied female to not long after that. We did a breeding loan with a friend that had an adult pied female. So that's how we got Mojave and pastel and spider into pied. So we made lots of combos of those pieds.
Yeah.
Made more pieds, and then I don't know, what else did we do? From that, we also, picked up hypos and picked up the funny story with that was we picked up a pair of het albino ball pythons, and when we bred them, this weird looking thing came out, and after it shed and stuff, we're like, oh, this is a hypo. So Justin called the guy he bought them from. He's like, hey, you sold us a pair of het albinos and we hatched out a hypo. And he's like, oh, sorry about that. I must have mixed them up. I had some het pieds and I had some het hypos and some het albinos. So anyway, we bought het albinos, but we hatched out hypos. But that got us going on hypos, and picked up clowns, and picked up, several other things and some other incomplete dominance. But the other thing, I just always have loved pieds or animals that look like pieds. So also went down the road of making things that look like pieds that don't even have pied or het pied in them.
Yeah.
And this is my moldy cheese snake. I think we've talked about him I know we've talked about him a few times on here. So those of you that have been on here watching our past episodes know Cisco. So this is Cisco, and definitely surprised me. I knew that it was possible because he's got champagne in him. And champagne, if you breed it to a pied, the champagnes that are het pied look like pieds, and I think champagne pieds are all white, or at least a decent amount of time they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, this one has no pied in it at all. So this is a orange dream, black pastel, het red xanthic, champagne hypo. I think that's everything.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, he really does. Still to this day, he's got that nice orange, and he's got kind of this purpley, bluey look to him, and he's got some, pied looking spots. He's really cool. Every time I have people in my snake room, I always show him Cisco because he's just weird.
He's such a good boy. He's part of our, what did I call it? He's like part of our he's part of the RGI extended universe, just like on the down low, because he keeps coming up. Charm too. I love Charm.
Yes. Charm is awesome. She's the most outgoing and loving and kind ball python that I have. she's got great personality and like self-confidence.
She
Like
does.
if you tap her head, most ball pythons are starting to come out. You tap their head, they jump back in. You tap her head, she's just kind of comes out even further. She's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
It's time for attention. Let's go. I love that about her.
We've got some babies here from her too in these pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cisco is definitely awesome. Some of the people here local to me in Virginia and Tennessee and North Carolina have seen Cisco and his babies at reptile shows. They've been to lots of reptile shows. I haven't done as many since we started doing the DNA testing,
right?
Especially bringing my animals. I've gone to them to talk about DNA testing, but haven't brought animals. But yeah, a lot of people watching this that are local have probably seen Cisco and some of his babies. There's another one. She's awesome. So the ones that have this kind of coloration didn't get the OD. So the OD makes a big difference. And then this one's got the really cool Heterade xanthics patch there. It's got the really busy pattern. So fun stuff.
And then this one, I kept photos after we did, I kept these photos. I couldn't keep all of them because I had limited space on my drive, but I kept some photos of her because she is just unreal. And that's a sibling to the one previous to this, right?
Yeah. So the champagne just wipes out the pattern.
That's crazy.
And so this girl that's a clutch mate just didn't get champagne. And so she's just got this crazy busy pattern. That's the other fun thing with this kind of mix of mutations that we're playing with in these clutches is you can go from a super busy pattern, like darker animal to, almost completely patternless. So this is one of Cisco's babies. And yeah, I mean, that one's pretty much patternless. If you look really close, you can kind of see a little bit of a pattern, but yeah, you got the OD there, you got the black pastel, and you got the champagne, and may or may not have the Heterade xanthic. But yeah, just crazy looking, fun animals, and no pied, no het pied. So
still got the ringer, the tail, and also you can see some more not pied peeking over the edge here. It's so interesting. And so they're pied-like animals, but they have no piebald in them.
Yep, same with this one. This is another champagne, and now this one I think has GHI also, but it's got kind of some pied-looking spots, and just really funky. This is one that was my business partner here in Virginia. Does python stuff with me, Kevin. I mentioned him a few times on the show. This is a breeding that Kevin, his animals were part of, and this might be one of Charm's girls because Charm is a champagne GHI girl, and so
I did totally. Yeah, that looks like Charm. That makes sense. Oh, love a Charm baby. So by contrast, we have animals who are definitely certified piebald, homozygous, who do not look anything like. Who don't look like they're piebalds at first glance.
Yeah. This one from Jason Amos is a really pretty Enchi clown pied. So Enchi seems to take a lot of the white away. You can get with an Enchi pied or super Enchi pied, you can get where it's like almost no white at all.
Yeah.
So very cool looking. And we got in the next picture, we got side by side, one that is a pied and one that isn't a pied. And so the one on the left is one of Charm's babies. So that one's got GHI and champagne in it, but no pied or het pied. And then the one on the right is actually a pied, but it's such a high pattern.
High color.
Yeah. Like very little white on it. They're kind of similar amount of white, but one is a pied and one has no pied in it at all.
Wild. So basically it's showing that there are multiple mutations that can turn off color entirely. do like, I don't know. So from a geneticist perspective, like, what do you think is going on here? Or like, what is your geneticist mind telling you about this sort of thing happening, particularly with the non-piebalds looking piebald?
The mechanism, I don't know. I haven't looked. Maybe there is some scientific literature about the mechanism behind it,
Yeah.
but we definitely see multiple mutations or multiple genes where there are mutations in mice and in dogs and
Mhm.
in horses that can cause white patches or piebald look.
Yeah.
Uh, so there are some genes that are pretty famous for being that way, and then some of them are tied to having hearing and or eyesight problems.
Yeah.
So
And
spider,
horses and dogs.
yeah,
Uh,
so spider and spot nose and all those that are in that same complex,
mhm.
that gene they're in, that gene, if there are mutations there, that can cause, and with spiders, it does cause some neurological, and I think some of their like
Something in the inner
ear,
ear.
yeah, their inner ear structure is changed.
Interesting.
So
That's
yeah, but not all of them. Like even the all white, like the
mhm.
people that were trying to bring back the dire wolf
Oh
um,
yeah.
mutation that they found in dire wolves that they're assuming made them look white, was in a gene that could also affect hearing and things like that. So they actually chose a different gene they knew they could mutate to make white or white patches. In this case, it was all white.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, there's different things that can do it, and they can make the whole thing be white or patches of it, or just the face and the hands and feet, or there's a lot of different things that can happen, and it's fun
Right.
stuff.
It is. And I've always wondered about, we were talking about this before we recorded, on so many of these, the ringer just likes to live right about here on so many
Yeah,
animals. And, not just and the ringer can sometimes just be an actual ring of white. Sometimes it is a broken piece of pattern there near the tail.
sometimes
Um,
it's bright orange.
yeah, sometimes bright orange or um and like I wonder what it is about that part of the snake that likes to, get it, that just where pattern breaks. Or
Yeah,
like you'll have a really crazy pattern animal and then there's like a blip there and then it restarts as it goes over the vent and then through the rest of the tail.
yeah,
Um I It's
that would
weird.
be interesting. Yeah, someone that understands snake, especially python embryology, they might have a good answer for you why that makes
Yeah.
sense. That would be cool to know, because you definitely see it a lot.
That would be so cool. Yeah. And something that did strike me a while back was I have so one of my friends at the wildlife center. She's also a domestic pet uh, vet tech. And so when she's working with dog, she sees lots of dogs and cats, including some that are like designer dogs and what have you. And when I was talking to her about what I did with RGI, I mentioned the blue-eyed Lucy complex and how there's a few different mutations that when they're paired up or homozygous, they create an all-white, blue-eyed animal. And she's like, "Wow, I bet those animals have crazy health problems." And I was like,
Mhm.
no, not really. And she
Yeah,
explained
it's a
that
lot
from
worse in dogs.
exactly. She's like, whenever she sees someone come in with an all white dog with bright blue eyes, it probably has crazy health problems. And I was like, oh, yeah, I knew that somewhere in the back of my head, but I didn't think about that in perspective of snakes because most snakes that have a leucistic mutation or something leucistic E like that, they, at least as far as I know, don't have any issues. I know that some aren't compatible with life, like blue-eyed leucistic king cobras.
Hmm.
They seem to have, like I followed that with a nerd years ago with Lilith, their leucistic king cobra. They had a het who repeatedly had some health issues, and then Lilith ended up dying after about 2 years, and she had like They had a full necropsy video afterward, and she had like calcifications in her heart. And so that seemed to be comorbid with the blue-eyed leucistic and king cobras, but I don't know if that in any other snake species.
Yeah, that's not similar to what I've heard in other species, but yeah, maybe some of you watching this know some of this stuff. Let us know in the comments if you've personally been around some of this or have done some reading on it. These are, cool, fun things to think about, and obviously are important when you're trying to decide, what to breed and what to not breed. So
yeah, exactly. But as far as creating cool patterns in snakes, we're, especially ball pythons, we're pretty lucky to have a lot of options for healthy and cool animals. And yeah, and this stuff with champagne, like this whole conversation has kind of reignited my appreciation for champagne.
Yeah. But that last one though, where you're just talking about champagne. So this one is actually a pied. So now we're back to one that's a real pied.
Oh, what?
So this one's an orange dream leopard pinstripe. Pinstripe's that's the cool thing. Like pinstripe makes the pattern much more busy.
Yeah.
But in piebald, it like takes the pattern away. So
weird.
Really yeah. So that's one of my favorite ones. This is one several years back. If anyone remembers who the breeder, I think his first name was Matt, but I can't remember for sure. But anyway, if anyone remembers, this was just one I had saved in my phone. When I saw this the first time, just how orange it was and the pattern, I was like, man, that's such a cool looking pied.
For sure. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, I mean, and it doesn't have any of the like, or at least whenever I see this kind of pied, I expect like some sort of like border or something around there.
Yeah. Yeah. It whacks most of it out. And then this is a girl I got as a pos het that's super phantom or super mystic, same thing. But one thing that's interesting, those of you that have seen super phantoms or super mystics, they aren't usually striped like this.
Yeah.
It seems very, very strong. I don't know if it's 100%, but if it's not, it's close. That if it's a super phantom and it's het for pied, I did end up breeding her and I did make pieds with her. So yeah, just so cool. She's got that stripe and then it disappears and then comes back and disappears again. It kind of looks like there's some smudge spots where it's like been erased. But anyway, she was a really fun het pied. That's her a few years later.
So pretty.
Yeah, she's cool.
Man, I love that. I love how, and again, there's that weird ringer spot near the tail where you've got some disappearing pattern. It also disappears there, restarts, disappears. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Oh yeah, she's cool, girl.
Yeah. And these little dudes also no piebald to be seen.
And yeah, these are all hets. I guess that first one. So the first one there on the left, that one I did not produce. So if anyone knows who produced this is another one I just took a screenshot on my phone. But yeah, there's no pied there. The two on the right, they are het for pied. So that's like a wicked ringer. The one on the right, you can see there's a tiny bit of a ringer, and the one on the left that kind of comes up a teeny bit.
Oh yeah, I see it right here.
Yeah, the one on the right, it wrapped all the way around the tail, and that one ended up being a triple het. So it was het pied, het clown, and het G stripe, if I remember right.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. And we hatched him out kind of the same time where we were just starting to be able to do some of the genetic testing. So the het G stripe part of it, we didn't know till we could do that. I think het clown and het G stripe we found out from using genetic testing.
Okay. Man, that's cool.
He's made some babies. He's a pretty boy.
He is. I like. So did he keep? Is he pastel? Super pastel.
Yeah, he's got pastel too. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's he has. I think he also had. He had fire also. So the fire kind of helps. The pastel will brown up, but the fire helps keep it a little nicer.
Nice.
I think this next picture, that's him also. Yeah, it's him when he was a little younger.
I like his little frosty head. That's fun. I don't usually like the white head on super pastels, but for him, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one on the right there is just another example with there's no pied or het pied there, but it's kind of got that white ringer going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of funky.
That
Very,
is
very cool. Asphalt Huffman yellow belly. I wouldn't
the
have guessed
Freeman.
like that. What's that? Oh yeah, the Freeman.
The Freeman.
Instead of the
Cool.
free, the free man.
Yeah. The Freeman.
Oh,
Awesome.
there's
Another
another
cool
good
ring.
old fat ringer. I bet that one ended up being het pied.
I could see that. Yeah. God, he's cool. I love that. Like, that head stamp is crazy. I
Yeah.
love that.
And once again, this is another picture in my phone. So anyone that knows who produced this, let us know in the comments. Sorry, I don't have who produced all of them, but these are cool ones that kind of helped me decide my pairings and what I wanted to go for.
Yeah, there you go. See cool picture, take snapshot. I get it.
Oh yeah.
I'm the same way. I just, oh, speaking of which, oh my God.
Yeah, these
This
are awesome.
thing. Ivory champagne, possible leopard to banana black pastel pied, male maker. Oh, you're telling me that's not piebald?
Yeah, so from that pairing, there's the one parent is a pied and the other one has champagne. So these are champagne het pieds, which the vast majority of the time, if it's a champagne het pied combo, it looks like a pied, even though it's only het. So yeah, I mean, and these are awesome. That's such good color and contrast. That is so nice.
Right. And like no pattern. It just fades away, but it
Yeah.
looks like glowing embers. That is
Super
so
cool. And that
great.
one, like in particular, this specific one looks like it's got some paradox patches that are banana.
Oh my God, yeah. I can see that.
So yeah, that would have been a fun one to hatch out.
For sure. Also, I love the white nose. I'm all about the little white nose. That's cute.
I guess that's the same animal, isn't it? I didn't see
it is.
the banana in the previous picture, but it's so cool looking.
Yeah, I think this is as soon as he hatched, and then I guess he got darker with sheds. Man, that's cool. Pied retics have pied reticulated pythons have that little. A lot of times they'll have the little nose string. I like it. Too cool. Oh, and yeah, there's the banana. Yeah, you actually can see some banana pattern paradox in there. Crazy.
Yeah. The head too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love him.
Cool animals.
Yeah. And we love some high OD.
Yeah, that was another one that I loved seeing that when that hatched out. And then the one on the right, that's one that I hatched out that's got inchy in it. So it's made it a super low white pied.
But it is a piebald homozygous.
Yep, that one is a pied. And the one on the left is too.
Yeah. Oh man, that's cool. Sweet.
Funky pieds.
Yeah. And this guy too?
This isn't one I hatched out. So if anyone knows who produced this, that orange is so nice, especially towards the tail. And then you've got that wicked ringer,
Yeah.
So I think this is most likely a het pied that's got a really nice ringer on it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Oh, is that one on the right looks like, no, that's not a Cisco baby.
Yes. That
is a Cisco baby.
Let's see. Yeah, that's champagne. Yeah, so that's a Cisco baby. The one on the left is not. That one. Right. That one is actually het pied. That's the same male we showed earlier. This is just got a little bigger. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so the fire did keep his nice yellow.
Yeah, he's still to this day got really nice yellow.
Pretty boy.
He's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And speaking of other surprise whites in animals, we've got a calico here on the left. Is that one of your animals?
Yep, we hatched that girl out, and I'm sad that we sold her. She's so good looking. So she's black pastel, orange dream, calico, and she as well, if I remember right. Yeah, I mean, she just, like in person, she kind of had like a little bit of a bluish to her that's kind of hard to see in this picture, but yeah, she just really popped. She was really cool. And then she's got, patches of white that definitely look different than pied patches, but that's just another cool example in ball pythons where you get some whites.
Yeah. I guess the pigment getting turned off in that case.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Like it makes me wonder what mechanism causes the pattern to turn off in a pixelated pattern. That's color to turn off in a pixelated pattern. That's amazing. And then this guy over here.
Yeah, I love that one. I love Wookiee Clown combos. But yeah, that one where it just pulls so much white so far up. Once again, it's obviously different than the white on a pied, but just such a cool look with that much white coming up the sides. Really, really cool combo.
And it looks like writing of some kind, like some sort of script on the
hieroglyphics. Yeah,
that's it. God, he's pretty. Love it. All right. Oh, is that all we got? Okay.
I was
enjoying that
to like 20 minutes, but now it's been half an hour. So,
well, you get excited talking about cool snakes. So.
Yeah, lots of fun memories there. Definitely always loved pieds, and now you guys got to see my very first pied I ever hatched out. Back then, it was along with Justin. It was fun stuff.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking us down memory lane, Ben, and for talking about some of the cool ways we get the awesome whites on our favorite snakes. Guys, let us know what you think of the episode. Make sure to like and comment, subscribe. It lets us find other like-minded nerds on YouTube and beyond. I don't know, got anything else, Ben?
If you've already bred, tell us what your first morph combo or morph project was. And if you haven't, let us know what you want to do, and specifically what you'd love to see in pied. If there's something you haven't seen yet, there's so many combinations in ball pythons, you can't get them all. So yeah, tell us in the comments what you think. And
yes, please. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week. And outro in 3, 2, oh God, if I can find, there we go.